A very pleasant good evening and welcome to Niles West High School in Skokie, where tonight we have the 1993 State Championship IHSA Volleyball as the Spartans of Glenbrook North take on the Huskies of Oak Park. A very pleasant good evening and welcome. My name is Tom Dorr along with Bonnie Beach. We'll crown another state champion here on Sports Channel tonight. Bonnie, let's first of all talk about Glenbrook North. This is a team that maybe the underdogs tonight, but as you take a look at their road to this championship, they've rolled pretty well.
Yes, they have. They've had a very successful season with only 3 losses, and they had a tremendous road into the state finals here. They've had a couple of 3-game matches during the season, which has prepared them for what happened to them earlier, and they're ready to play.
All right, let's take a look at a couple of the players that are going to be key for Glenbrook.
Very key will be Matt Carpenter in the middle. He is the biggest guy on this Glenbrook North team, and his responsibility will be to try and hit from and keep the middle blocked up. Another very important player will be Steve Lee. Steve is an outside hitter, and his contribution at the net is going to be a determiner whether or not Glenbrook can stay with the people from Oak Park.
As you and I talked beforehand, Oak Park would seem to be the favorite tonight. This is a very strong team. Let's take a look at their road now to this championship night. And they had a 3-set match against Downer Grove North.
They did, and their coach, John Kasich, feels that that was winning ugly. And he said that his team didn't play very well, and he doesn't feel as if they've really played well since they played Downers Grove North. So he's looking for a big performance out of 3 of his players and the whole team to follow along. He's still thinking they need to improve a little bit. All
right, well, let's take a look at a few of the players for Oak Park that are key. Tell me about them, Bonnie.
Well, first of all, in the middle will be Rod Van Blake, and he is the biggest guy on Oak Park's team, and he is the person who absolutely blocks up their net and blocks up the middle of the court. He's like hitting against a brick wall. Number 5, Lei Kale Van Feng, was named to Chicago Tribune's All-Star team, and he is a tremendous player, and he will be key in this match against Glenbrook. Number 13, Vansai Chanavong, is the setter. He is the guy who runs this team. He also was named to the Tribune All-Star team.
We've got a state championship at stake here at Niles West as Oak Park takes on Glenbrook. We'll have that championship. The introductions are coming up next. And welcome back now as we get set for the introduction of the starting lineups, and let's get that right now.
Boys State Final Volleyball Tournament. For the visiting Spartans of Glenbrook North High School in Northbrook. Let's meet the head coach with a record of 30 wins and 3 defeats, Coach John Leonard. And now, members of the Spartans, a senior, number 4, Simon Yoon. A junior wearing number 8, Sandesh Patel. A senior, number 10, Winston Mendoza. A senior wearing number 11, David Wilson. A sophomore, number 12, Brad Eisenberg. A junior wearing number 13, Peter Yang. A junior, number 16, Steve Chung. Another junior, number 17, David Yu. Another junior, number 18, Paul Katseros. And now the starters for the Spartans. At right back, a senior wearing number 9, Rasha Minian. Chris Warner. At center front, a junior, number 7, Lene Moon. At left front, a senior, number 19, Matt Carpenter. At left back, a junior, wearing number 15, Tony Lee. And a senior at center back, number 6, Steve Lee.
Once again here, a quick look at the lineup for Glenbrook North. The visiting team. Now let's meet Oak Park, the home team.
Let's meet the head coach with a record of 35-3-1, John Kasek. The members of Oak Park, River Forest, a junior, number 6, Rod Aspengren. A senior, number 11, Jay Dutter. Another senior, number 12, Terrence Lufton. A junior wearing number 16, Steve Greenup. A senior, number 17, David Fife. Another senior wearing number 37, Dan Fagatner. A junior, number 38, Sam Optal. Another junior wearing number 40, Ryan Knowles. And now the starters for the Huskies. At right back, number 20, a senior, Tyson Lagone. At right front, wearing number 13, a senior, Bonsai Chantabong. At center front, number 21, a senior, Rod Van Blake. And at left front, wearing number 5, a senior, Le Kiobentang. At left back, number 24, a senior, Jeremy Buonamici. And at center back, number 3, a junior, Don Schultz.
One more time, a look at the starters for Oak Park. Now let's take a look at the officials for today's game. Randy Posey and Nancy Nestor. Oak Park crowd very excited, as you could well imagine, being in a state championship, and the Glenbrook fans, kind of like the Glenbrook fans.
Glenbrook fans think they're the hometown crowd here because they're a little bit closer. They're ready.
Randy Posey from Peru as referee, and Nancy Nestor from Bernese as umpire.
They get everything straight, make sure it's just exactly as tall as it's supposed to be.
Makes a big difference if it's net.
Yeah.
You see him adjusting the net antenna. The net antenna go up directly from the sideline. The ball is on the outside of that. It's out of bounds if it passes over the net. So looks like we're all ready.
Glenbrook North will be wearing the white jerseys. Oak Park in black. And Oak Park will have the first serve. set to play. And on the first play, we get the side out.
First ball out of bounds. I imagine both teams are tight, but one of the things John Kasich worried about with his Huskies was their tendency to start a little bit slow. But Van Blake takes care of that right through the middle.
He hammers one home, and side out goes back to Oak Park now.
And you can see that Oak Park is just a little bit tight. Service out of bounds. They had a hit out of bounds. They're going to have to loosen up just a little bit more.
Nice block. And another nice block. And that one ended up bringing the ball back to Glenbrook North.
This is probably the fastest start Glenbrook North has had in their last 6 or 7 outings. Bad pass. A bad pass back there from Tyson Lagone. Another thing John Kasich talked about was the necessity for his team to start out passing right away. They did not pass very well in their semifinal match. Chris Warner puts down a service ace. Wasn't hard. He just looked right for an opening and put the ball into it.
And Oak Park wants a timeout, and the Glenbrook North fans celebrating their 4-0 lead.
You know, this is exactly the thing Kasich was worried about, because they have not played extremely well since they played against Downers Grove and went 3 games with them in order to continue to advance on their way here to the Final Four.
Take a look at this.
Watch Warner again, just puts the ball right into a hole, and Oak Park unable to react to it. And that means that Glenbrook North, they have nothing to lose. This is their first appearance here. No, they have not gotten a lot of publicity during the year, and they're playing nice and loose. A big hit from the outside.
So make it 5-0 now in favor of the Spartans of Glenbrook North. And just long.
David Fife coming in for Rod Van Blake, and Fife will play in the back row and Van Blake will play in the front row. Warner with a great pass.
And a net violation. Side out goes right back to Glenbrook North. They've got all the momentum here early on.
They really do, and they're playing very well. They're playing like the team that's repeating. Had Schultz with a good kill, hit right into the block and wiped off to the outside.
What a shot.
Again, Lee on the outside, and he has a great vertical jump. He's getting up nice and high over the ball and really letting loose on it. That's kind of what we expected to see from Kale Van Fang.
Net foul against Oak Park. And it is 6-0 here in the early going in favor of Glenbrook North. And side out Oak Park now.
Dutter with a hit on the outside and wiping off the block.
bounces off. That's in play.
Carpenter digs the ball right up into the rafters.
The rafters, the baskets upstairs, it's all in play.
You can get it fast enough.
Just did get it over the net. And the nice setup, but the hit is a little long.
It looks like right now Oak Park is rushing their sets a little bit, so they're contacting the ball behind them. They've driven a lot of them out of bounds. There's Schultz coming to the outside and then crossing back with the ball. A nice cut.
Serving for the Huskies, number 3, Dan Schultz.
Fife will come back out. Van Blake checks back in. And right over the top of him.
A rash of Minion right through the middle. And right now, Tony Lee is doing a great job of setting for Glenbrook North. He's their reserve setter, their first setter. Sprained his ankle a week ago. But Tony's working very well.
That's in.
Warner and a Minion with a good block on the outside against Dutter.
So it's 7-1 now in favor of Glenbrook North. Best 2 out of 3 here. And Oak Park is really out of sync. Warner has to get it over. Another nice save.
Doing great job on both backcourt and frontcourt defense, but there goes Van Blake through the middle. He is so big and he moves well through the middle that he is going to be very difficult to stop.
Nice set. Oh, and a side out. He did get it over. I wasn't sure that happened very quickly.
Yeah, it did. And he got right through Van Blake.
And in with the deep serve. Hook out. Just getting it back against that guy is an accomplishment.
Terrific. There you see the versatility of Oak Park. You saw Cale Van Fang come with the ball twice. Once off a set, once when the ball was dug back over the net, then he came in with a soft shot, and then it was finished off with Van Blake. And that's more like what we're used to seeing from Oak Park. Combination block with Van Blake and Cale Van Fang. One being very tall, the other playing huge with his vertical jump.
It was just in again.
Nice shot by Carpenter. Really jumped very high. Jumped very high to take the set of Tony Lee right over the top of the ball. And Warner's going to want that back.
Van Blake will check back out. Fife comes back in and he will serve.
Saw the ball there hitting the net antenna. The net antenna defining where the extension of the sideline is. That is out of bounds. Ball was hit into the net, never over.
So Glenbrook North gets another point. It's 8-3 now.
Bonamici very high over the outside, right up over the top of the block, and he hits a good cross-court shot.
Talked about the setting. That looked a little bit more like what you would expect from this team.
Well, it is, and what has to happen is that the passing and the digging on the defense has got to be right up to the setter.
Glenbrook North fans thought it might have been touched by Oak Park, and that's long.
Out of bounds, side out.
Again, Oak Park has missed 3 services long, and they had a hard time serving. I think they missed 7 or 8 serves in their semifinal match, which is very unlike them.
Out of bounds, point, Glenbrook North.
9-4, Glenbrook North with the lead. Trying to make it 10, and a net foul. Another point.
Arashiminian just saving that ball and poking it over, but Oak Park touching the net.
And a timeout, Oak Park. 10-4 in favor of Glenbrook North. We'll take it with them. Some of the Oak Park crowd cheering their team on. Down right now, 10-4 to Glenbrook North. Service long? Yep, it was.
Number 24, serving for the Huskies, Jeremy
Amici with the serve.
Once again, this is good, strong offense generated by Glenbrook North, starting with a good pass right up to Tony Lee and cross court to Steve Lee and being able to put the ball down.
Nice save. And a double hit.
Ball was dug very high to Tony Lee, and he kind of contacted with both hands as ball came down.
Still 10-4 in favor of Glenbrook North. And Blake checks back in. Glenbrook North crowd boos appropriately, I guess.
We'd like to think not appropriately, but
well,
they don't like to see Van Blake in the front row, because when he begins to make himself known, it's going to be a force up there. Gutter was just a tip out of bounds. It's almost as if Oak Park is not quite focused on exactly where the ball is coming from right yet.
Very low serve, and they'll have to get it over here and do.
Nice back set by Lee, and Warner just misses it as he comes in. He's going to just push it right over the top of the block.
Serving number 20, Tyson McCarthy.
Oak Park trying to get back in it. Down 10-4 here. But it's plays like that that have kept Glenbrook North up.
That's Lenny Moon on the outside, and right now Oak Park has some of their strongest blockers up in the front row. Again, having trouble with the pass.
Have to save. Out of bounds.
Right now, Glenbrook North is playing very, very smart. Their hitters are looking at what they're being shown at the net.
Touch, side out.
Side out will go back to Oak Park. That is a very impressive jump and spike.
Chanavong, the center, handling the first ball. That's not what they'd like. Comes back to Bonamici on the other side and puts the ball down.
So 11-5 now in favor of Glenbrook North. It was Oak Park trying to put the run together.
Watch Warner come over the top of the ball. He's a left-handed hitter on the right side, and that's a tremendous advantage, and he just cranks on the ball down the line.
deflected. 3 points from winning the first one.
Out of bounds, side out. Serving number 2.
And they're going to leave Van Blake in now. His first opportunity at the serve. And they hit right at him.
And that's exactly what they want to do, because the reason they take Van Blake out of the back row is that he is not their preferred defensive player back there. And they're going to go at him with the serve also. That's usual hits that we've seen out of Kale Van Fang. Tremendous jump. That time he hit out of the middle. Nobody touched him.
Number 5, Ray Van.
He gets the serve now.
Carpenter with a near block on the serve. That's one of those hero or goat plays. If you block it, then you're a hero, and if that happens, maybe you shouldn't have touched it.
Little dink after the long pass.
Carpenter coming around and hitting on the offside and back of their setter, and
Serving number 19.
very successful.
Carpenter with the serve now. Oh. And he had very little chance.
No chance at all. Shows coming through the middle. Arminian up there with the block, and he just missed it. Little confusion.
But not there.
Not there at all. Steve Lee again on the outside. So it's Tony Lee to Steve Lee. They are not related. And getting the ball nailed down again on the outside. Warner with an off-speed shot. Now Warner's been hitting off the right side. He's a left-handed hitter, and he has been cranking on the ball for the first 13 points. And all of a sudden, he hits just a soft little shot. Everybody's sitting back and waiting. Successful. Nobody there. Miscue on Oak Park. Chanavong set the ball over the net just a little bit. Glenbrook North takes advantage of it.
The underdog Spartans a point away from winning this first. And that hit the floor. That was a mighty one.
That's Dutter again on the outside, and he's had about 3 hits that he's put down. It's like he gets there and gets angry. Boom.
How come you didn't catch that?
No, not that tall.
Number 16.
Steve Lee out of the middle.
Serving for the first game. And Oak Park refuses to die now.
Now it was Scholes. Both Scholes and Dutter. Didn't hear too much about them in terms of all the big hits, but they've really come through with some of the balls that have won them the serve.
Just out.
Lenny Moon with his line shot over there, and that one goes out of bounds.
So once again, Glenbrook North serves for the win. Best 2 out of 3, by the way. And a net foul.
Violation on the Spartans.
Serving number 13 on the side,
The side out as Oak Park is starting to rally a little bit, but down 14-7.
Monty Moon over there on the side.
You and I talked before about how much of a momentum game this is, but right now I don't think either team has an awful lot of momentum. Glenbrook North got the great start.
No, all you can say right now is right off their great start. They had the momentum, and now they have good grace.
That one came up short, and Glenbrook North wins the first of 3.
Ball just not quite high enough for Van Blake.
So 15-7 the final score here in the first one. Let's take a look at the last point, Bonnie.
See the ball really low as it's passed up and comes off the setter's hands, and Van Blake just doesn't reach up over the ball, nails it right into the net.
15-7 our first score. We'll come back with the second game right after this. Back here at Niles West High School in Skokie as we're going to crown another state champion tonight on Sports Channel. Glenbrook North leads Oak Park 15-7 after the first game. And Bonnie, let's take a look at that last point.
That was it's really typical of everything that's happened to Oak Park so far. Not a very good pass. Ball is dug, and it's going to come back to Oak Park again. A worse pass back up to the center, low, and Van Blake nails it into the net. And I have to guess that the Spartans are very surprised. I'm sure John Kasich is very surprised at how Oak Park is playing, and I look for them to come out with a little bit more poise and finesse. They need to pass the ball better, which they're not doing very well at all. They have a tremendous setter in Vansai Chanavong, and he's very, very capable, but the boys have to deliver the ball to him well on the pass off the serve. Talking about great pass right up to Chanavong. Nice short set to Van Blake, and he puts it down.
The short set is interesting you say that, because I've noticed that with him pretty much every time.
Right, because he's up there in the air and he has a lot of ability to reach.
Glenbrook North gets it back.
Another good pass.
And that's out again.
Another short set to Van Blake, but it's hard to handle. He's a big boy.
He is that.
You see Carpenter first on a block of the service, and then he's up there and blocks the hit. He's working overtime at the net. That's the kind of hitting we're used to seeing from Theo Van Pang. He has a tremendous vertical jump. He gets up very high over the ball, and he plays, I believe he's about 5'10", and he plays like a player who is 6'4", 6'6", the way that he jumps and with his mobility.
He's also a very quick jumper. He gets up in a hurry.
Yes, he does.
Oh, what a nice look.
Nice shot by Tony Lee. Ball was coming very close to the net. He's a front row setter at the moment, so he can jump at the net and just tips the ball over.
Boom.
There, Theo Van Pang. Again, it was a good pass, nice set. You look at him again, look at the jump. He is huge above the net.
Tried to save it and couldn't quite get it.
The Rashominian kind of hitting right through the middle there.
Nice save.
Steve Lee off the left side. He really hurt Oak Park a lot doing that in the first game. About 4 or 5 balls that he put down that they couldn't even touch. There was no block and no dig to it.
So our first point is scored. Glenbrook North looking for number 2.
Chanavong to Bonamici.
And now serving number 20, Jeremy Bonamici.
Great direction on the game. But Oak Park gets it over.
See, this is what is happening is also Glenbrook North is getting up in the air. You look at dig over here, can't handle the ball because it was a nice soft shot.
And that service was in.
And Bonamici backing up. They don't want him to handle the ball in the position that he's in. Schultz decided not to handle the ball, and Bonamici trying to get out of the way, and it was still in.
Oak Park gives him a taste of the medicine right back.
They sure do. Jay Dutter, just a nice soft shot.
And Blake comes back in. His fife goes out.
He shows us back here, and he'll be serving.
Nice block.
Beautiful block. Dutter and Van Blake up there together. It's almost like blocking through a 10-foot wall, trying to hit through one. Randy Posey calling a reserve because Schultz threw the ball up and then let it drop. He can do that once in his term of service. Chanavong with a good, quick set through the middle of Van Blake. Look at this coming again. Just a touch of the ball right up into Van Blake's hand. He's up there and down on the ball.
Tied at 2. Van Blake with the block. Wow, went
Right
way
there.
over the net.
Right there with the block, afforded to him by the fact that Glenbrook North made a poor pass.
So Oak Park with their first lead at 3-2.
Moon from the outside, hit into the block, which is out of bounds.
Number 9, Sharpanian.
Oh,
Van
very
Blake and
strong.
Chanavong up in the middle, and Moon came into the inside of him and just let go of the ball. Not a person touched that.
Tied at 3 now. Nice save. And the spike is out, so side out now.
Serving for the Huskies, number 20.
Tyson Lagona coming back in.
3-3 here in the second game.
Carpenter from the outside. Nobody even touched that. Watch this come back again, and Carpenter just hits right over the top of the ball. Chanavong standing there and just looking at it.
Bonnie, is there much chance to stop that?
That when you have a setter who can deliver the ball that well and a hitter who can jump like Keo Van Fang, no.
In one word, right?
Right. Van Blake missing Carpenter.
Still tied at 3 here. Blocked, and they just couldn't quite save it.
Carpenter a little bit far away from the net.
Fife comes back in for the service as Van Blake will sit down.
Good recovery by Glenbrook North. First Glenbrook North was in confusion, and then I don't think Oak Park expected to get the ball back. Got 5 guys sitting looking at the ball.
A fake by Oak Park, and that ends up getting them the ball.
Yeah, it was a beautiful set, and Scholes came around the back door and just put the ball through.
Still 3-3 here in the second game. Glenbrook North won the first. 15-7 was the final score.
Yeah, and Lee up there meeting a solid wall of blockers. He hits in hard enough, and as he contacts, he pushes to the outside. Oak Park the last to touch the ball. Glenbrook is serving.
And that is out. And Glenbrook North breaks the tie.
Scholes coming through on the ball.
And Oak Park will try and tie here. Service very long.
Bonamici was part of the people who worked to get the ball back, and I'm sure he did not want to serve the ball long.
2 hits called against Oak Park.
Chanavon called for moving his hands as he contacted the ball.
And the ball goes into the net, so Oak Park gets a chance. Down 5-3. And Blake checks back in.
He's got one more substitution. He can go out and come back in one more time. Each player is allowed 3 entries. Starting the game counts as an entry.
Almost got that.
Nice dig on the outside off of Dutter's hit.
Park going for the tie here. Nice setup. And they get it.
Got Chris Warner working with that left hand on the outside and right side again, and he's been very, very successful out there. Dutter taking the ball just a little far away from the net, but with a nice soft shot and really threw the blockers off. Back row hit from Glenbrook North.
Tried to save it and couldn't do it. So Oak Park gets the point, and we are tied here in the second game. A shot that's returned. Another one returned. Little ding just in the right spot.
Some good hits, and then all of a sudden the soft shot. No, Tom, it sounds like cannons going off out on the court when you listen to how the balls are hitting, what the sound is when it hits flesh on the floor.
Like that.
Oh, yes. shots like that that make me very happy you and I are sitting here.
I know better. No question about that. That dink has been very effective. That time Oak Park got it back again.
He's coming back into his offense. And Moon has been real successful with that shot and just kind of pushing out to the line. That time he pushed it all the way to tomorrow.
Oh, tried to get the set, and he put it perfectly for Glenbrook North.
He sure did. Carpenter took advantage of it. He was right up and over the top of the ball. Van Blake still had his back to the net.
Got to get it over here. Little
Nice
ding.
work
Oh.
by Scholes.
And Blake just puts it over. Let's see what Glenbrook North does here. Oh. You get it
Oh my
over?
gosh.
Not quite.
Not quite. That was a nice rally back and forth. You know, Tom, the really interesting thing on both teams have huge hitters. They've got big blockers, but they're looking when they're up in the air, and it's not just hitting away at the ball, but they're trying to find the open shots, and it's been very successful for both teams. See again from the outside. See him come outside for the ball again, and he takes a bow for what he's done. It was a really wonderful shot.
Oh. Side out goes to Oak Park after that one. When he winds up and gets it in his spot, it's very, very difficult to stop.
And he can hit from anywhere. That was a tandem through the middle, and he is amazing.
Trying to attack Van Blake in the back.
Again, really nice soft shot by Jay Dutter. Just kind of puts the ball through. We've got Van Blake in the back row again. I'm pretty sure he has one more time in and out.
Timeout called. We'll take it with him. 7-5. Oak Park in the lead here in the second game. Oak Park with the lead and the serve. And a double hit.
He was just really called for an illegal hit because they can block the ball like that and then hit it again because a block's not called a contact. But
and a net violation.
I think Chanavong backed into the net as he was trying to push his set out.
Park with a 7-6 lead, and they'll get it back after that.
Just throws that ball right up into Scholes' hand, and Scholes comes up over the top of the ball.
Jeremy Bonamici.
Bonamici with the service. That just went wild.
Chanavong working as a front row setter right now, so he can jump, and he thought he would just take that second ball and right over to his own bench.
Out.
It's a good idea. Steve Lee wanting to come tight across court with the ball, but again, a little bit too tight.
Van Blake with the huge block.
He is just right there as Arash came over the top of the ball, and not a chance.
Oak Park with an 8-6 lead here. Huskies trying to make it a 3-game match and on their way to maybe doing just that.
It's a hard pass for Tony Lee to try and handle. Went right into the net. See, Scholes throw the ball up and drop it again. He wanted just a little bit more time with what he was doing with his serve. Obviously paid off.
See it again.
See that the ball was breaking inside the court, and the player reached for it and just gave it everything it needed to go right into the Oak Park bench.
Huskies lead at 10-6 now. And Blake just hammers it home.
Right up over the top. Right now, what is happening is that Scholes is controlling everything with his serving. He's taking his time. He's looking at who he's serving. Saw the ball. He got to break to the inside with him. Had a bad pass. Came right back with a shorter ball into a hole in the middle of the court. And you look at this again, and the ball is just dropping right in the middle. He got two players moving while he served, and the ball was just up for Van Blake. So Scholes is doing a great job of controlling with his serve right now.
There is Van Blake. And we've got an ex-Glenbrook North star. There's Chris Collins, now with Duke, and just to his left is Grant Hill, another Duke Blue Devil.
Nice to have your ex-athletes, when they're that famous, come back.
And the Oak Park fans making some noise as their team is rallying.
Spartans are now quiet, and Oak Park is coming to life. And late in the second game here, I'd say it's about time.
11-6 in favor of the Huskies. 12-6 now in favor of Oak Park.
Nice jump by Chenevong at the net. Just kind of knocks the ball back down. Scholes still doing a great job controlling with what he's doing with his serving.
That's long.
Chris Warner with that shot coming off the right side, but that time he came under the ball a little bit too far.
13-6. And Oak Park maybe starting to show some of this strength we've heard so much about, and right away Glenbrook North gets it back.
Now that shows you a lot of confidence when you have a hitter nail a ball out of bounds and the setter goes right back to him. He knows that he's got somebody there who can handle the ball. Got Carpenter and Warren on the block over there. Watch the block again, up in the air. Huge block. It's just Warner.
13-7. And another by Glenbrook North.
Carpenter and Moon over there and knock the ball back into the court.
And just out of the outstretched arms. Tony Lee almost got it. And Oak Park trying to close out this second game.
Tyson Lagone serving.
Oh.
You see the frustration on Tony Lee's face. He threw a back set. He saw his hitter was coming in through the middle, and his hitter came in through the middle. Unfortunately, it was Van Blake.
That's the Oak Park fans making lots of noise. And Oak Park wins game number 2, 15-8. We will have a 3-game state championship here at Niles West as Oak Park and Glenbrook North go at it.
See what's happening over here is Glenbrook North gets blocked. They get blocked by Cale Van Fang over there on the outside, and he is pumped. It's a great way to go off your game.
We'll come back and determine the state champion on Sports Channel right after this. The broadcast rights to the boys volleyball championships have been granted a sports channel by the Illinois High School Association. Any rebroadcast or reproduction of this event without the written permission of the IHSA and sports channel is strictly prohibited. Bonnie, let's see that last point one more time here.
That was a pretty exciting point, but you can really see that Oak Park is starting to establish its game again. Huge block on the outside by Cale Van Fang. You can see he's really pumped. He's excited. And he'll bring that momentum back with him into game 3.
Oak Park 4-2 in 3-game matches. That's not bad, but Glenbrook North is 7-1.
Well, we've got a dogfight here.
Little tap. Tried to get it over. Look out, he may get this. Can he get it over? Oh!
Van Blake and Cale Van Fang colliding, one coming back from the net, one coming in on the court.
So side out to Glenbrook North, and Van Blake gets it right back.
Right there in the middle with the service block. Blake again, right over the top of his head. Bad pass up to the net, broke the plane of the net. Cale Van Fang up in the air and all over the ball.
2-0 now in favor of Oak Park. Lee saves to Warner, who puts it away.
Outside with that left hand again. He has been tremendous on the outside. Cale Van Fang over the top, off the right side, and then the ball dug back up, and Van Blake right there for the ball.
Van Blake comes out, Fife comes in. Van Blake gets a very well-deserved rest.
Look at this happen again, right over the top of the ball, up in the air.
Oak Park players encouraging their crowd to make a lot of noise. And Lee, who did that a couple times in the first game, does it again here. The little dink, and gets the ball back.
With a bad pass that time, came over the net to Glenbrook, and Carpenter right on top of it.
2-1 now. And 2-2.
Bad pass over there. Out of bounds.
And Oak Park now just a little bit out of sync, Bonnie.
Well, it looks like they're really pumped up by what's happened, but they're rushing on the ball, and so they're not in good position to get down on it. Schultz coming in, and he's blocked by Lee and Carpenter here on the side.
Oak Park has called a timeout as they trail 4-2. And let's see that last point one more time.
See the ball being set on Oak Park's side again, coming in on the ball, and the blockers are right there. And it's really obvious that the team that controls the passing, the team that is controlling bringing the ball up off of the defense, is the team that's able to run its offense and get real excited about guys because they hit the ball big. Everything happens very huge and fast, but just like any other game in volleyball, got to pass the ball well.
State Championship Sunday here on Sports Channel. At noon, we've got girls soccer, and at 7 o'clock, boys Class A baseball. More state champions. Glenbrook North on a 4-0, make that now 5-0 run.
Shows into the ball, Carpenter right there, like a wall for him to hit into. Moon going across the court with the ball, stepping in to pass it, passes it right into his bench.
6-2 now in favor of Glenbrook North. And that's just about what Oak Park needed.
Schultz over the top of the ball. Nobody touched it. No blocker, no defensive person.
And a great block.
That was a really intense moment. Carpenter up there with the ball. Schultz blocked him, and he was really pumped.
The set,
nice
the block.
dig.
Put it over, puts it over deep. And Schultz got a little excited that time.
He did. He was a little bit low with his arm swing. Chanavong didn't deliver the ball quite high enough, and it came right down on the net tape.
And Schultz just drops it down.
It's the second time in about 5 minutes that a Glenbrook North server is served through the middle. They've got to watch the blockers up there because Oak Park is very talented.
And it's that kind of a play that can get Oak Park back rolling a little bit. Huskies are down 6-4, and they will have serve right here.
Oh, that was real iffy. Doesn't matter. That Arashiminian up at the net hits through the middle.
You said iffy. I think it was out.
It looked like Carpenter played the ball in that back corner and it was out of bounds. But it turned out all right. Warner stepping into set.
And that one goes out of bounds.
And Warner with a set off the right side. Steve Lee coming in and blocked out of bounds.
Tony Lee with the serve here. And that is out. Dutter with the hammer shot.
Get right through the blockers. Both Dutter and Schultz have come through for Oak Park time and time again to get the ball back for them. And they've been very successful just hammering away at the ball. Steve Lee off the right side. Not a blocker, not a digger. Touch the ball. Lee with the jump serve right into the net.
Side out Oak Park now. Down 8-4.
Tyson Lagone back to serve again for Oak Park.
Get it over? Nope.
Oh.
A good effort, but just couldn't quite get that one back over the net. (8-5). Warner with
Nice
save.
dig.
Can they get this one? Nope.
No, into the bench. A great dig and a hit back by Moon off the left side. Scale Van Pang up, nobody able to bring the ball back.
Number 13, Untitled Chapter.
Warner one-on-one with Kale Van Pang, and Kale Van Pang just a little bit more of a reach on him and puts the ball back down on top of him.
9-6 now as Oak Park making a comeback.
Oh. Moon says, give me that ball.
He puts it away, and Glenbrook North gets it back again.
Two service errors for Glenbrook North, very close together, and may cost them a little bit in momentum. That's something that I'm sure neither boy wanted to do.
Oh, he is so good at that, Bonnie.
That's about the fourth one he's done. Tom just kind of jumps up and knocks the ball backwards.
Glenbrook played that pretty well. Played that very well.
Oh.
Almost a huge mistake. Had to go high to get it, got it, and put it away.
Gail Van Fang with a hit off the left side, and he got dug. Glenbrook North brings the ball back up, and you watch the series again, and Lee hits the ball right through the blockers.
9-6, Glenbrook with the lead. That is out.
Oak Park players asking, didn't somebody touch the net? And neither official nor linesperson saw a net touch.
Side out with a 10-6 lead for Glenbrook North. Oak Park will have the service.
Left, and he pushed it out of bounds.
10-7 now in favor of Glenbrook North.
There's Lee with another one of those patented hits off the left side. I'll tell you, Tom, right now he looks like he's getting up as high as Kay Van Fang is jumping. I mean, he is all over the ball.
Adrenaline can do an awful lot. Strong hit does a lot too.
Yes, it does. Got her going through the blockers.
Side out, 10-7. Glenbrook North still in the lead. Oak Park trying to rally. Oh, can't quite get to it. A great effort.
Arash Aminian coming through the middle for Glenbrook North. He hasn't done much up at the net for the last 5 minutes or so, but he really brought the ball back to them when they needed it. Oh, and there he comes back again. And is he happy? Schultz comes through the middle, and Aminian just blocks him up, stuffs him right out.
With good reason, the smile on his face. His team leads 11-7. Third game.
Gutter's going to get it back, and that went right back into the back wall.
Timeout called by Oak Park. It's tied at 1 game apiece. They're playing for the championship. Back here at Niles West High School in Skokie on Sports Channel, we're playing for a high school national champion, high school state championship. Glenbrook North and Oak Park, and right now Glenbrook North with a 12-7 lead. Chance to get it over, and they do. Little dink.
Theo Van Fang from the backcourt.
Oh, Schultz with the big block.
Kind of returns the favor of Aminian.
And here comes Rod Van Blake back in. The Oak Park faithful very pleased to see him back in the front line. Park complaining.
He's the Minion's looking up there, and he's looking at the official to make sure that he didn't reach over the net, because the ball has to break the plane of the net before you can have it. And it was clean.
12-7.
Moon and a Minion with a block out of bounds.
So Dutter will serve here with his team down 12-7.
Out of bounds. Now, we looked a little bit earlier. Glenbrook North is 7-1 when they go into 3-game matches, and they had a really tough one against Loyola on their road to the final matches here tonight, and they really feel that winning that 3-game match gave them a tremendous amount of confidence.
Blocked. Can they save it? They can.
Yes.
Get it. Oh, what a play.
Defense.
And a net foul against Glenbrook North after a great rally.
That was a tremendous amount of defense going on out there. Glenbrook North with a great save. Moon reaching out there on the left side.
Ben Fang went for the home run, and that one was just a little bit long. And another foul against Glenbrook North. Side out Oak Park. Huskies trail 12-7 here. Substitution, Van Blake just about ready to serve, and coach says not so fast.
Whoa, wait a minute here.
Fife comes back in. Fife with the knuckleball. And Glenbrook North gets it back one more time.
Two missed sets there.
Oh, what a shot.
Dutter trying to get out of the way, and Steve Lee hit him right in the head. Knew that ball was going out of bounds. Watch this happen. Lee hits the ball, Dutter trying to get out of the way, and it just wings him in the head.
And the service was long. There's the reaction. He was pleased for a minute.
Yes,
now they're
was.
receiving serve. Glenbrook North leads 13-7, and just out. (13-8) now. Got to get it over here. See if Oak Park can set it up. They do for Dutter. It's tipped.
Big. Two blockers, and the ball belongs to Glenbrook North again. And they are 2 points from a major upset.
Should get the good set here. They do. He's
dropped his elbow and his shoulder a little bit on that one and nailed it into the net.
Oak Park trailing 13-8. Oh.
Beautiful. Chanavon saying just a real short back set. Shows coming right in behind him. Can't do it any better than that.
And Glenbrook North calls a timeout. Leading 13-9, but as we take a look at the last sequence. Glenbrook North.
A beautiful pass coming in. Canavan just right over the back of his head, and Scholl's coming right around him. And he liked it. He liked it.
There they are, the medals and trophies.
See Jerry Turey, the gentleman in the black shirt. It's the gentleman who organized the first invitational state playoffs for boys about 4 years ago, and he's been running this tournament here at Niles West. Last year, the first year that volleyball was an official IHSA sport for boys. This is the second annual state tournament.
Still serving number 24, Jeremy Morgan.
You saw the score.
Disorganized here.
Fighting for the ball, and they still get it over. Oh! Schultz with the good look, put it right where they weren't.
This was tip for tip.
He has been outstanding over there.
I don't think he's missed more than one shot off that side, and everything he's hit has been for a point or to get the ball back so that they could serve.
Steve Lee's also got the good handshake, too.
Minion, Lee on the block.
And 1 point away from the state championship.
Got Tony Lee back there serving game and match point.
Ball got away. Glenbrook North faithful all on their feet across the way.
Scholl's coming through for Oak Park as he has done so many times. Right through the middle, off the block. Oak Park has the ball back, and they can breathe again.
Number 3, Dan Schultz.
Schultz with the serve. Lee sets it. Dutter with the hammer blocked. Got it again. Blocked again, but out.
Ball is out of bounds. Armenian right there with the block. That last time helped by Warner. Just out of bounds.
And a timeout called. 14-11. Glenbrook North with the lead.
Seems like you're just teetering on the brink here, and you see that last play again. Block coming up, and the ball just being blocked out of bounds. And see Armenian's reaction to that. He wished he turned his hands in just a little bit more. What John Leonard's trying to do with his guys is just settle them down. They've got only 1 more point to get. They still have Oak Park a good distance behind them. They just need to get the ball back, but they have to go out and do it aggressively. They can't lay back there and play just to kind of protect the ball. Got to get it and take advantage of it. Oak Park's got to attack like they never have before. Nice serve. Steve Lee off the right side. I don't even think people saw him coming. There was no block up. He hit a space on the floor. And now he has game and match point in his hands with the serve. That's it.
It's out in Glenbrook North.
This has got to be a Cinderella dream come true for the Glenbrook North Spartans. John Leonard knew his team was good. Had guys who had played together since they were freshmen and sophomores. But it was Oak Park who was expected to come in here and dominate the tournament. Glenbrook North, 1993 boys state champions.
They win it 15-7, 8-15, and 15-11. See the Oak Park players very, very unhappy, as you could imagine. You come in as the strong favorite.
Showing a lot of class, talking a little bit to the guys that they know on the Glenbrook North team, trying to hold their heads up, but it has to be a huge disappointment to them. This is the second year in a row they've been in this position. This year they came in as the favorites of a beautiful team.
15-11 is the final as Glenbrook North gets the win. Let's see the championship point.
Watch this last point coming up again from the serve. Ball is up in the air, back over, and out of bounds.
That was championship point, and the reaction to the state championship for Glenbrook North. And now they will award the trophies and the medals. That's a pretty good jump right there.
Second place team in individual awards for the first state final volleyball tournament. Making the presentation of awards and trophies for the championship match will be Dr. Joseph Sergio, former principal of Steinmetz High School in Chicago and former president of the IHSA Board of Directors, and Dr. Nicholas Manos, former principal of Niles West High School in Skokie and former member of the IHSA Board of Directors. They will be assisted by State Final Manager Jerry Turry. And now for the presentation of the first and second place medals and trophies. Let's meet the second place finishers, Oak Park River Forest, with a record of 35-4-1. Superintendent Principal Don Offerman. Head Coach John Kasich. Assistant Coach Don August. Assistant Coach George Wong. A junior, number 3, Dan Schultz. A senior, number 5, Jay Kiobenpeng. A junior, number 6, Rod Aspengren. A senior, number 11, Jay Detter. A senior, number 12, Terrence Lofton. A senior, number 13, Mansai Chentavon. A junior, number 16, Steve Greena. A senior, number 17, David Fife. A senior, number 20, Tyson Lagoni. A senior, number 21, Rod Van Blake. A senior, number 24, Jeremy Wonamichi. A senior, number 37, Dan Fegatner. A junior, number 38, Sam Octal. A junior, number 40, Ryan Knowles. Manager, Sarah Caton. Manager, Marcia Kursberg. And manager, Vernon Cole. And now Glenbrook North High School is Dr. Jean McGrew. Head coach John Leonard. Assistant coach Michelle Oleg. Assistant coach Jean Adams. Senior number 4 Simon Hume. A senior number 6 Steve Lee. A senior number 7 Lindy Moon. A junior number 8 Sandesh Patel. A junior number 9 Astrish Aminian. A senior number 10 Winston Mendoza. A senior number 11 David Wilson. A sophomore number 12 Brad Eisenberg. A junior number 13 Peter Yang. A senior number 14 Chris Warner. A junior number 15 Tony Lee. A junior number 16 Steve Chong. A junior number 17 David Yu. A junior number 18 Paul Katsaros. A senior number 19 Matt Hutchinson. A manager Brooke Monroe. A manager Angie Eckerson. And now would head coach John Kasich and the captains of Oak Park River Force please come forward to accept your second place trophy.
So Glenbrook North gets the win. We'll come back. We got a lot more post-game activity coming up. Interviews with the winners. Glenbrook North takes the trophy. And welcome back as we have a champion. Glenbrook North has defeated Oak Park, and head coach John Leonard is alongside. And coach, first of all, congratulations, and what a win.
Incredible. They fought hard. We came out very strong in the first game. Second game, Oak Park played very intense and very hard. Third game, we just knew it was going to be a battle, and we outlasted them.
Bonnie, I know you've got a player over there that these people love that are standing behind you.
This is Steve Lee, and Steve, I think you owned the left side, and when you owned the left side, then you went and claimed the right side.
Well, I don't know. I just wanted to swing as hard as I could because I knew this is my last chance to get anywhere with this team, and I guess it just worked out for the better.
Did you think when you started playing, did you think that your team would come out this strong? You've been kind of a slow starting team. Did you think you would come out as strong as you did in game one?
I have complete confidence in my team because we're such good friends with each other. We all have like this common trust, and we just know that we're gonna pull through when the going gets tough. But
John, I was just saying to Steve, you've been a slow starting team these last 4 or 5 matches. Were you pretty surprised about how you came out in game 1?
I knew we would come out playing pretty intense. I was a little surprised that we came out. We played very strong. You know, we took them fairly easy, but I was worried. I knew that they weren't going to lay down and quit, and they came back very strong in the second game. And that's what the state championship's about. You had 2 great teams out there, and it went to 3, and man, I don't know what to say. We just played our hearts out.
What do you think the key was? Because you were able to block them up pretty well and still run your own attack. Was that pretty surprising to you?
No, we knew that we had to key in on their big hitters. Lakale Bonpang is an incredible hitter, and we had to, as a blocking team, just watch wherever he went. And some of their other players, Van Blake did a great job, but once we started getting those blocks and then being able to run our offense and Steve swinging away the way he did, good things happened.
Well, it also, Steve, it looked to me like most of the guys on your team were really very serious about what they were doing with their serve. You weren't just standing back there and banging away at the ball, but you really were looking for the openings. Is that right?
yeah, we realized in the past that our tough serving can really turn off their offenses, and if we go in like serving lollipops and easy serves, then we're not going to get anywhere. So a lot of times coach worked with us on serving tough consistently, and that's one of our like strengths now is our serving.
Give the young kids coming up a piece of advice about how you established your hitting game and were able to get through those big blocks.
This is just a goal that we've had since I started playing volleyball, and I spent as much time as I could like focusing on it and trying to work for this goal. So for all you young guys, just keep playing as much as you can and start pounding away.
Believe in the dream, right? Yeah. Okay.
And as he said, just keep swinging hard. Coach, congratulations on a state championship. Steve, same thing. You guys played very well. We got a lot more coming up here from Niles West in a minute. Glenbrook North is the state champs. And once again, Glenbrook North with the win over Oak Park. It took 3 games, but they got it. Final one was 15-11. We've got some thank yous we'd like to say to the IHSA. David Fry, the executive director, Donald Robinson, the associate executive director, Jim Flynn, Ola Bundy, who's in charge of volleyball and helped us out an awful lot this weekend, Martin Hickman and Susan Henriksen, assistant executive directors, and once again, Bonnie, what a tremendous game we had. Let's go down these games one by one. First one, Glenbrook North with a very surprising fast start over Oak Park, and they took that first one pretty quickly, pretty easily.
That was a shocker. I really believe that Oak Park expected to come in here, kind of establish themselves and go, and from talking with John Leonard earlier, I really believe he thought his team was going to get off to a slow start because that's what they've been doing, and neither guess could have been farther from the truth.
Then in the second one, Oak Park really came back and showed us, I think, what we thought they had and what we expected to see from them from the very beginning.
John Kasich had said at the end of their semifinal match that they needed to establish their passing and get the ball up to the setters and be able to deliver the ball to the hitters. And if they would do that, they would be able to run the kind of really fast and splashy offense that they are capable of running, which they did in game 2. The passing was much, much better. And they did establish the kind of game that we expected to see out of Oak Park. A lot of big hits, huge blocks. They kept the net covered up pretty well.
And then in game 3, we had a classic. It was a great finish. Oak Park started out very strong. Glenbrook North came back, and in the end, Glenbrook North just wanted this one a little bit more.
I really think they did, and I think there was a turning point in the game, probably around 8 or 10 points, when Glenbrook North really began to believe that if they were very happy and very fired up, they could go out and take this thing. And I think that it looked at least like Oak Park began to think, oh my God, maybe we can't do this after all, or maybe this is going to slip away from us. And it looked like they were starting to play a little bit more conservatively again. And some of the outside hitters for Glenbrook North, Steve Lee, Carpenter, came back in and dominated.
Well, Bonnie, I had a great time. We saw some great volleyball today, and Look forward. We'll do this again next year. What do you say?
I certainly hope so. It was terrific.
All
Thanks,
right.
Tom.
So Glenbrook North is the new state champion in boys volleyball, and what a day we had. The next IHSA championship event on Sports Channel will be the girls soccer championships tomorrow at noon. This game was produced and directed by Tim Sutton. Our executive producer is Greg Bowman. Remote facilities were provided by Trio Video of Chicago. Once again, final match score, Glenbrook North wins it in 3 games, 15-7, 8-15, and then the final 15-11. For Bonnie Beach, I'm Tom Dorr saying good night. The preceding has been an exclusive presentation of Sports Channel.